The previous episode began with another Phil's declaration that he can show he is concerned for his buddies even while holding a pistol to their head, and when after Carol's husband leaves, she hears crickets. After an impassioned statement, she joins her cunning. It appears that Malibu Bungalow has a chef hat, has exhausted all practical sources of protein, and she can quickly prepare a cricket dish for her friends. I'm quite sure. Disappointed because we were not given a funny hunting scene with Carol. Of course, this galaxy's buggers, nearly as wonderful as it sounds in terms of flavor, is to speak awful seriously justification. Probably easier to swallow, at least they don't take the chance of living it. It just took a short while before it. The focus of a television episode was the pigs, the world's largest donation bacon. And the previous episode has now concluded. Depicts Todd joyfully walking into a home, and having said that, it turns out that home is powered by solar panels, therefore has a functioning refrigerator, and that packages are still inside the refrigerator of bacon within. Everything is now clear why Todd was concealing this residence. Nonetheless, from the remainder of the group, Phil discovers where Todd has gone. Concealment in that enigmatic subterranean bacon. View this hidden stronghold of some form of solar power existed in isolation. A connection that let the freezer to remain in operation for, the last 10 knots. Doomsday survivalist for years and whatnot. Previously, it had been owned, and the much different with pre-made bacon. Fortunately, the location has a functioning stovetop as well, so Todd snuck down there for private lunches. It seems that the secret bacon from recent weeks, the cause of his odd behavior and raising Melissa's concerns. Bacon is fantastic, but would sweet Todd truly alienate his buddies in order to of eating the chocolates by myself now, following his allegedly never being free? Stopping the cycle of punishment has some. After some searching, the bacon is discovered. Argues with Todd over the bacon. For many people, discovering is a major deal. Among them is the fact that Carol have turned to providing for everyone because they are running out of. While Todd and Phil enjoy their meals, the females in the room engaged in illicit activity and quiet. Family keeps busy by doing 2 checks. Dates of expiry on the canned foods. They want to avoid cricket so badly, they'd rather break open a casserole. The cans are past their prime by 2 years. Looks like a sound strategy till Melissa broke her finger on a sharp object. When was her latest tetanus shot? Yikes. Surprised no one is precisely shot. Craving a cricket yet not liking cricket. Casserole does appear to be a little more delicious than Carol's prior. Unique factor that makes Boss Phil consume them, although that's just Phil trying to get in, that's all. Carol's bejeweled pants, Tandy even makes an attempt to consume them and puts on a feigned smile, gaining some favorable husband points. Yet he can only maintain his deception for so long. There is now a lot of bacon with genuine flesh. Keep up with all the females, real flesh. To review, join our channel by clicking here. For reasons that aren't even close to being clear, Gail the Lush offers to do the sewing. The bloodied limb of Melissa is worried about her surgeon's intoxication. Initially, but after a few shots, to forgive and receive sutures from Dr. Gale. Up the digit with all a magician's dexterity. Middle school student somewhere homemade. Carol attempts to persuade in the world of girls that Erica ought to be furious at Eve Phil. Not her in the collapse of the bond that extends even beyond. Modifying her flamboyant attire in order to avoid her ex's notice. Carol, you of all people should come on. No better than to experiment with new looks. Even if it's a failed attempt, for a man. Avoid him, Todd is forced to allow. Fearing Tendi and on the bacon. Extortion, so they proceed to have a fridge full of bacon is now having a bacon party. Very fast of 42 packets of bacon. Into 3 packets in a fridge of bacon before deciding how to treat them. 39 packets of bacon were consumed in what was probably just a few days' time. Think of going to an all-you-can-eat. Having a bacon buffet after skipping a crude. I read my argument about meat for more than a year. And the two of them skulk off too. Eat too much bacon. Gail is acting as a nurse. Melissa broke her finger, and there was no the crew's actual doctor. The girls departed too. Act as though she has performed a certain action. A growing interest in first aid since Gordon's unexpected passing that benefits Melissa. The only issue with the female this time is additionally born with a particular inclination. Melissa detects the aroma of alcohol. Girl had liquid on her breath just before. The plan is for her to provide sutures, but allow her to proceed after taking a few Scotch candies for herself to numb. The pain concoctions that follow become versatile in a post-apocalyptic world. According to society, the sutures heal simply fine, and Melissa succeeds. Spent totally, thus raises the pursuing confrontation even more entertaining. Carol had already given Erica's furious advice that Phil continues to flirt with Carol. Erica follows the suggestion, and Phil is to blame by instructing Phil to stick Phil as many bottles up his butt. Carol and Erica are happy and astonished. Melissa finds it hilarious that you were served. She performs one of the finest inebriated duets. Delivered dialogue from the episode, perhaps. Ever return to Candy Bacon Central? Proposes that they present the 3 final goods to the team and behave as Todd is in too, that's all they discovered. Deep though, and demands that they maintain them. A request is not honored by Candy. Instead, he departs from the packs on the group's counter with a letter from the top signed, C. Tandy. Possesses a heart that is more compassionate than all there is on the guide side is bacon. Phil makes the decision to free Todd from his jail for animal byproducts he may have. 42 packets of bacon were totaled at the top of the episode, but when Phil decides to share the meat with others, he just has 3 remaining in the group. Chad wants all the remaining parcels bacon for himself, which is in no way a good idea. Excellent choice and multiple crosses from Phil. He came up with a crazy idea to make his companion seem to be a hero of some sort. Phil concludes a brunch gathering with and signs the parcel with Todd's name in. I have trouble understanding the curly script. The reason Phil feels compelled to take the even after Todd acknowledges call for this, that he took the woman's advice and did this. He enjoys lying, but it always fails. Default settings and similar to his pal. Found the last of the bacon and the empty packets that Todd and he ate are clean. Frankly, who would ever imagine that the best method for disposing of waste was the plan to put it onto a jet ski? Or evidence is being cleaned up, all Phil's fault. Bunker's crew's bacon plan. However, the joy doesn't stay long. Since the 39 remaining individuals packets that tend to the previously backed up and dispatched to a jet ski out at sea. Tandy attempts to take a swim after getting washed ashore on the strand. The responsibility, although everyone is aware of his falsehoods, Todd eventually comes clean with the truth. And the two made an effort to shed real tears. Were instructed in dramatic tics for Tanya. They are utterly irrational, this does not work. Therefore they each receive a pillory. Punishment is unpleasant, but at At least Todd is now supporting Tandy. More better sweets is always needed. Someone in his corner, particularly someone as popular as Todd is normally. How Chad attempts to admit that it's precisely how it appears that the fact. Phil tries to remove the bacon that I consumed. The responsibility for his former friend if. This was a sick bond-related scheme. I think it worked with Todd because this chapter's conclusion features both males. Yes, that is locked in stock, side by side. This season, we made 2 advancements. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, and we are the same place we were a few weeks ago. I was thrilled at the thought of our world of the character growing, but Phil and Carol's journey was brief, and it seems like Jason Siddiqui will continue to be lost and leaving it in vacuum for a time.